Hello and welcome to my in-depth crafting guide. I will be going over all the basics as well as some very helpful tips when it comes to crafting your gear. Get started. This is the blacksmith, usually Kuroko, but in the end game there is a second blacksmith. Can't find it in town. You can click on this button to take you to anything, the peddler, the blacksmith, and it take you straight to that location. At the blacksmith, there's three options. First option, you can buy gear, buy any type of weapon, any type of gear slot, besides belts, amulets, and rings. Suggest that you do this at each new act, is just buy your weapon. I really like daggers. So you'll buy your weapon to craft, and you'll buy a set of gear to craft in each new town. The reason I do this is because in each new town, if you were to go from Act 1, where everything just does physical damage, then you go to Act 2, it now recommends fire damage resistant. And then so on and so forth, poison, lightning, so on and so forth. After you got the gear you want to craft, that's what the enchant menu's for. In this menu, shows all of your crafting material that you have, all of the crafting material that you can get, as well as where you can get it from. These specifically, you can find them from dropping, or you can buy them from the auction house. This you can get from drops, you can get from deassembling, which I'll go over later, or you can buy it from the ore vendor. Very useful to know where you can get things from. So if you're ever looking for a specific type of currency and it's in one of these types of menus, you can see where you get it from. On gear itself, go over all the base stats. Your requirements to use are down here. So this dagger requires level 27, requires 42 dexterity and 42 intelligence. The weapon range is how far away you can hit someone with a melee attack. The crit rate applies to both spell and attack crit, and rate is just their word for chance. So this is crit chance. Speed also works for both attack and spell casting. So having a high speed will make you cast faster. Some weapons say attack damage, and that will not work for spell damage. This says attack and spell damage, so it will work for both attacks and spells. Next, you have up here normal, which just means it's a white item. You also have magic and rare. You also have unique, which is orange, and you have legendary gear, which is red. This is the type of weapon it is, which can determine what kind of skills you can use. This tells you it's a one-handed, and this tells you the tier of the weapon itself. Tiers go all the way up to 29, I believe. And I will try to stick with the naming scheme that the game uses in most cases, but I don't know another word for what to call these, so I also call these tiers. The magnifying glass will show you the damage ranges of, or the stat ranges of each stat and what it can roll. And the icons down here tell you what can be done with this item. Because I bought this weapon from the blacksmith, no matter what I do to it, no matter what kind of crafting I do, I cannot sell it in the auction house. That's what this icon is. This means it can go in your inventory. This means you can store it in the storage box. This means you can craft on it. And this one is for alchemy. It can be used in alchemy, which it says it can't. And this is auction house. Now, once you place it in the window, before selecting any options, you have this button down here next to the enchant option. This will show you all stats that can roll on this weapon type. It'll also show you the percentage chance that you can get it and what tier you can get that at. So fire resist apparently will always be tier 4, but at a 1.18% chance. This has a chance to be tier 3 or tier 4, but it can't be anything else. Tier 10 is the max something can roll, but in order to roll that chance, you would need a higher item, weapon, or piece of gear. These are legendary prefixes you can only get from doing legendary crafting. Or maybe I haven't seen a legendary drop. Maybe they can drop. Who knows? But this is all special legendary options for in-game crafting. This is a really nice menu if you're trying to go for a specific stat and you thought maybe, because not every stat can roll on every item. If I was to take, for instance, gloves and look at the options, they can roll magic find, item drop rarity. But if I was to go look at boots, for instance, they cannot roll item rarity. Not here. But they can roll movement speed. They're the only item that can roll movement speed innately, as far as I remember. On to crafting. Once you have your base that you want to craft or your item you want to craft, the first step is to make it magic. That's what the magic upgrade essence is. If you click on each one of these essences, it'll tell you what it does. Changes a normal or magic item into a magic item and resets the maximum option count. Options are the slots. A magic item or blue item can have up to 3. So that's usually the first step, is you'd want to get 3, and it makes that noise and makes it to where you can't overclick it for a brief amount of time. Once you have your 3 slots, I suggest you move on to the other material. Say you really wanted this fire damage, so you won't want to use this because it re-rolls all of the stats, but keeping the amount of options, or slots, whatever you want to call them. Option 1, 2, 3. A rare item can have up to 6 options. The coin will just add another modifier or option to the item. Say you wanted the fire damage, but you didn't want the dexterity. Now you would go back to the birth essence to re-roll all the ones until you got something you wanted again. Say you wanted this, so you would just add this. Oh, you wanted that too. Oh, great, you wanted all of those, or enough of them to move on. You can make it a rare item. When you make it rare, you have a chance of going from 3. You go from your max of 3 options to anywhere from a 4th to 6. So you can get all 6 slots by making it from magic to rare. It's a random chance. There's no way to increase it. But if you need to, you can add in your 6th slot if you wanted all of this, or not. If you want 6 slots and you want to do it the cheaper way, you can just keep going magic and then upgrade again, remove it back to white, turn it blue, and just keep repeating the process. until you get 6 slots. There's multiple ways you can craft in this game. Now you're back at your 3, or say you really liked that dexterity and you also really like this. There is another item, both magic and rare have it, that will add an option to that item. You can go from 2 to 3 if you ever see anything you really like. For more advanced crafting or more specific target crafting, I think this is the best way to craft, the most efficient way to craft. Instead of using your birth essence, like before, and just getting random whatever stuff you might not want or may want, you can craft these fixed essences at the alchemy table for 10 of the birth essences. So every 10 will give you 1 fixed. And once you're at this step of having the 3 options, you can use a fixed essence to select a specific option from the entire list of modifiers that can roll on this tier slot. So say you're really going for the best stat to use while leveling is either the flat attack and spell damage, or whatever your version is for your weapon type, and the percent attack and spell damage. Say you want to craft a good weapon for leveling and you're using daggers in this case. I'd select that, and then I'd roll until I got something like I'll always get the one I selected. I'll always get that, and then I'll roll until I get the other one of at least good tiers. So say that was good enough for you, or it was a big upgrade. Now you have 2 guaranteed, or you have a guaranteed good stat, and the other stat's not that uncommon, so now you have the other stat. You would just use the imbue essence to add the 3rd option. Heal rate kind of sucks, unless you're using an ice build. Then it's okay, and then you would upgrade it to rare, and then now you have your new weapon. Now on gear, you would need to roll, say you're using armor or whatever. And in this act, they want you to have lightning resistance. So the cheapest way to get lightning resistance would just get your 3 options. Hit this. Roll down to lightning resistance. And there you go. You got instant light resistance for 10 essence. Normally, this could take a lot of essence, way more than 10, to get a lightning resist, and now you got it in just 10. Your resist is now, and early on, the resistances you need, like in here, you only need 44. That's the flat amount. That's not the percentage. If you were to look at your character stats, you would just need 44 of this number, not this number. Not 44%, just 44 flat. And that's what it recommends. So you got almost halfway there, or over halfway there, with just that 10 essence. The alchemy table is the other form of crafting in this game. You can craft all your potions, health, mana, healing, your instant potions, and your mana potion regen and instant mana potions, and then all your extra stat potions, movement speed, damage, attack speed. This is where you can do three runes, normal runes, white ones, and it'll give you a random rune. It doesn't matter. The color of the material doesn't matter if you use 3 greens or 3 reds or 1 green and 2 blues. It doesn't affect the results. But doing this is the only way to get what they call like special skill runes. Those would be any rune on this list. All these runes are considered special skill runes and can only be gotten through synthesis, or unless a chest specifically says that it contains synthesis runes. If you do just the normal one, you cannot get these magic ones. If you do the magic ones, you cannot get the rare ones. You have to do the appropriate tier of crafting to get the appropriate tier of rune back. It's also the same thing with linking runes. You can do 3 of these for a chance of getting a special link rune. 3 blue ones for a chance of getting a blue one. They have a pity system. So after you do this after you do these 3 magic link runes 15 times, or 45 magic link runes, you get a pity chest that has all of the options in it. They will be blue or they will be rare. The rare only requires 5 times, or 15 total, or 15. And also give you all of a choice of any of them as a rare tier or rare grade. This is a very helpful thing if you ever see a chest and you're wondering what's in it. The little magnifying glass will tell you everything that you can get from it, and tell you if you get all the rewards or just one of them. Runestones is what you get from doing raids. You can do 3 of them to get a random one if you didn't get what you wanted on it. Same thing with rare. Charms are for in-game. Really go over much. And then chaos cards is also in-game. That's for like your mapping system, your dungeons. You repeat. Orbs, I haven't unlocked these yet, so I don't know where you get them. Essences, where you can convert all your blue essences into rare essences, where you can craft the trigger link runes. You can change the arrows on them. You can get your rare tokens from your blue upgrade essences for your skills and links. And then the magic fixed essence that I was saying before, this is where you would do your 10 to 1, get your magic fixed essence. You can also convert your pieces to other pieces. I know this is exclusively for converting the exclusive types over to this is converting the non-exclusive types into exclusive types. I don't know why you would want to do that. Yeah, I don't know why you would want to do. The reason I don't understand that is because exclusive is just the same thing as the regular one. But when crafting, it will take from the exclusive first. They do the exact same thing. It'll just pull from the exclusive ones first. So I don't know why. What would be the purpose of doing this? Exclusive can't be traded. Well, most crafting experience can't be traded. If you did want to trade your essences, you can craft them into bundles later on once you can get philosopher stones. And then you can sell these crafting materials on the auction house. That's all you can do with them. Or you can use them to get the material back. But it costs 65 and it only makes a bundle of 50. So if it doesn't sell, you lost whatever extra you used to craft it. Formulas are, you find them from killing mobs, or you can buy them off the auction house. That's how you craft specific types of potions. It requires a formula, and each formula can be used 100 times. Every time you make one potion, it goes down by 1. I'll tell you what you need to make each potion. Another useful, you can convert your elements, or you can up to your elements. Some people say it's not worth it. I don't know. I haven't done the math. But crafted statues are one of the main things you can craft for selling on the auction house. It's how people buy gold using the auction house, because it sells for 50,000, but it also costs 50,000 just to craft it, and then each pile of gold costs 1,500, so 15,000 gold here, and these are bought for 1,000 later on at the end game, but you can also get them for free from daily missions. So the total cost you're looking at is 65,000 gold to craft each statue. It's a loss in money. Like, you couldn't make these and then resell them because you'd lose the crafting cost in order to gain not so much experience. This is the experience you gain for crafting this recipe. They change per different type of recipe you click on. They all vary in cost. Every alchemy craft you do gives you alchemy experience, and every blacksmith enchanting you do gives you enchanting experience, which can be seen in your journal mastery tab once you unlock it. Or I think it's always unlocked, but it'll level up from doing those crafts, which will give you points that you can put into this skill tree. On the skill tree, you need to read down here to see the required conditions in order to put points into this. It says you need to use 5 mastery points, and expert combiner needs to be level 3 or more. This is expert combiner, and it needs to be level 3 or more, and I need to spend at least 5 skill points in this first section in order to unlock the second section so I can put points into this one. Same thing over here. This the second section requires seasoned attack. It should only require 3. I don't know why it's telling me level 5 or more. That's just what level that this skill is. But this first tier requires 3 points to unlock the second tier. And then the last tier requires 5 points in any of these to unlock the third tier. You could do 1 here, 2 here, and 2 here, and it would unlock the third tier. I recommend looking at all of them. Also, there is a second tab for defense. Some of them have really good effects that you might want to go for. I know movement speed is on this one. Movement speed is real big in this game. It's most of what you can do. I may have missed a few things. And if I did, I will pin it in the comments below. You can also automate it, but I don't mess with the automation. I don't like it. It's okay for doing rune crafting, like spamming the rune links. If you wanted to spam the rune links instead of clicking one at a time, you can automate it, but other than using it in that case, I don't do it for crafting. And the last tab on the blacksmith that I forgot about is the dismantle tab. That's how you would get reward crafting material from just gear that you pick up on the ground. It's worth noting this table right here shows you all the recipes, I guess, if you can call them. So A common one that's useful is the quality. So if you pick up gear with quality on it, it will give you the material used to put quality on an item manually. Quality increases the base stats of an item. So this armor, if it had 10% quality, that would be an extra 22 flat armor or whatever quality would be really good to have on an item. But you want to if you're looking for a specific type of thing, say you were looking for how to get these, you would need a tier 8 item with 6 options or above, or a tier 8 or above with 6 options. Weird wording. Options, like I said, that's what they call the amount of slots. So it would need full slots, all 6 of them, and it would need to be an item of tier 8 or above. Will give you this reward when you dismantle it. There's also a tab for runes, which is really good for getting your slot essences back if there's a 4-slot rune. But the main use is to get these. You sell, that's not the right recipe right here. If you sell a link rune that's level 16 or above, so you can just pay gold and elements to upgrade a link rune. And then once it's level 16, you can dismantle it to get the magic upgrade essence pieces. So you would need 10 of these, and then you can make an upgrade rune essence. And with the upgrade rune essence, you can upgrade whatever link skill you want to upgrade. So this is a very handy menu to see if maybe there's a way you can find an item or make an item to get material that you need to upgrade your build. At level 21, you can start getting the rare upgrade pieces that would upgrade your skills from blue to yellow or magic to rare. And at max level, you can start getting the legendary pieces. These are used late game for upgrading for crafting your rune casts. That's a late game thing, so I wouldn't worry about that. These are really good, but also a late game. But yeah, this is a very helpful menu for seeing all the crafting recipes. You can filter it, scroll up and down. Last tab doesn't have anything. Maybe it will at some point. That's all there is to know about the crafting system that I can think of. If there's anything else I do think of, I will leave it in a pinned comment below. But feel free to comment anything you know that I missed. That'd be really helpful. Otherwise, if you could like and subscribe, that'd also be really helpful. Thank you for watching.